Alrighty, is this working? Is this thing on? I can't see anything. Okay, I think it is working. Sometimes the sound things turn off when you're in performance mode. Hey Kev and hey Bite Man. Oi, don't troll me. Right, there we go. That's better. How are you today? I'm good. How are you? I should load all the tiles immediately. Glad to hear you're good. Okay, so store sprite information in 2D arrays. So we've got tile sprites. Okay, so I'm being asked if I could print something with a 3D printer. I would say I could do that. Okay. So we have a flag for doing this. It's the best misspelling. Emmanuel Paul, thank you very much for the follow. Tura classic. I used to have a neighbor that was called Tora, but we always mispronounced it as kids. Called him Tura. Nice man. If me tosses a paper ball at Alex, that's rude. You have such great input. Can't believe you've done this. Num current rows, is that it? Current num rows. So that should be 40. 40 comma 40, I think. Although these functions are being called at all. How you doing, FME? Right, 40 by 40, that's good. Async. Hey, Elfester. What's up? Not much, are you? What would you expect from the help command? Oh, I see. Commands. No worries. You wrote it in French, I see. I hear you're moving to Mixer for an exclusive deal. Yeah, that was something, wasn't it? Hello, Fletcher. How you doing? That made me really think which platform to start streaming on, but I'm more familiar with Twitch. So what I've heard, and from Fletcher mostly actually, is that Mixer is way better technically than Twitch. But I think the audience on Mixer is still lower than Twitch. Yeah, it is. Enjoying reading the responses and reactions to it, especially the one saying how Twitch got him to where he was and now he's turning his back on. Yeah, that's such a weird thing. Very weird. I'll work the HP of the character at the bottom left of every stream. I think that's this. It's like, no, Ninja earned those opportunities and now his contract is ended. He's chosen to pursue opportunities and the money he's earned elsewhere. Mixer's better technically, but the login requires a Microsoft account and the UI is eh. Yeah, that's quite a barrier to entry. You'd want to transition from Twitch to Mixer be as smooth as possible. Looking fresh today, thank you, Surly Sani. That's why you should use Notify, where people can subscribe to you as a creator, irregardless. I think you mean regardless of platforms. That's a cool idea, though. I think I do mean regardless. It is a big word, you're right. We have to improve their login, made it so people could use just a normal email and improve their desktop UI. It would be better. Yeah, I think I agree with that. I haven't used Mixer myself, but if those are problems, then I agree they are proper problems. Talking about Mixer, not Notify here. Yeah, I was with you. That was Dooful on my behalf. You're unexpected table. Anyway, how's it going? How's progress? Has Water Retard died of a food coma yet? It's going well. Progress is going well, and Water Retard has probably skirted death by food coma. But I don't think he's succumbed quite yet. Good stuff. What are you working on today? Today I'm working on my enunciation, apparently. No, I am messing about with viewport culling. It wasn't working well, and this morning I implemented something that worked well but wasn't performant, which kind of defeats the purpose of it. So I'm just trying something else. So far it's not going well, but that's alright. Hey Inner Harmony, I'm good, how are you? You did pprint, not print. Pprint is default specific whatchamacallit, function that expands tables, so it is on purpose. But thank you for checking me. Because if you just print a table in Lua, it just gives you the hash, or like the name of the table, I guess that's what that would be. But if you want the data contained in the table, you need to expand it. How are you liking VS Code? Now you've used it for a while, by the way. I'm really enjoying it. The only thing is it's eating quite a lot of my memory. That's probably mainly just to do with the number of files that get loaded in, so that I can use my global variables. So it's probably to a large extent my fault, but no, I'm enjoying using it. Built on Electron, also known as Chrome, so that'll also be a factor with the memory, and glad you're enjoying it. Oh yeah, that's already, I've just seen Twitter, drama about Electron. Is it Slack or something that's built in Electron? And they published like an update, and just the comments were filled, is it still Electron? And then I hate it. Best extension in VS Code is the bracket pair colorizer. Didn't know I wanted this until someone pointed me to it. That sounds pretty interesting. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good idea. Slack is built in Electron. That's a great extension. Looking at Lua, I don't think it'll have much in it. But yeah, I was thinking that I don't struggle with it too much. I don't use... There's sometimes I use lots of brackets, but it's not over the top. Alright, that's cool. So what I've done is I've made it so that it culls frames, or culls tiles, I think asynchronously is the right term. Basically it just does it over multiple frames rather than one. Hoping that allows for better performance. So you can see it pretty slowly here. So the idea would be that enabling tiles should be instant because it has to be, but disabling tiles can be done slowly. I don't know. I'm just gonna build it and see if it works, and then go from there. Fletcher, thank you for gifting a sub. I really appreciate that. Now you can both spam this beautiful face. Are you on as a supporter already, Fletcher? If so, which of your usernames is it? Look here. I don't think you're on there, so I'll put you on there right now. Yeah, I love using give please as a hug. Hey Art Stuff, hey Bez. Yes, hello, I've come to take over. Hey Trollzipor. Right, support Torino. I am Fletcher. Got toggle tile, we've got doing the async, that's fine. And then what we want to do is yeah, we'll need to extend the async one, that's fine. Played through I Am Setsuna recently, pretty nice little JRPG. That just makes me think of I Am Setsuma. Reminds me of I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go get food. Alright, enjoy. Less than 4 hours until vacation. Nice. That should be 2, I believe. Vacation sounds amazing right now. Yeah. So apparently the deal is anywhere between $10 million to $30 million a year. That is insane. Wow. And is that like, what is that? Is that a guarantee by Mixer? Presumably it's some kind of guarantee, and then if he earns more than that, he gets to keep it or something? regardless, that's a lot of money. I didn't think about that. I imagined it was straight up cash, but yeah, it could be we'll make the difference if you don't hit that, and if you make over it, you get to keep that too. Yeah. Well, I mean, regardless, you know what? Regardless of what it is, it's a lot of money. So. So first we need to find the tile in top left. So that would be the corner position is the bottom left, so what we would need to do is basically just take the position of the camera and subtract the Y position twice. Especially as the 5 to 6 year contract, people have been saying that's $50 to $180 million, and that's excluding his Red Bull sponsorship. 5 to 6. If he's got that in a 5 to 6 year contract, he is a master negotiator, because that seems insane to me. In this day and age, you think he might be, but do you think it's likely that he'd be relevant in 5 to 6 years? I don't think so. To I mean, I think the main fact is he's relevant now and they want people on the platform, so maybe they paid him that in the hopes it pays off for them long term. Yeah, no, but it, like, 2 years would have been plenty. Imagine him, like, nobody watches him in 3 years from now, but they still have to pay him $30 million a year. So usually been plenty for them, but not for Ninja. He just cut ties with Twitch. / he's gonna need some security. Yeah, I know what you mean. That's what I mean. That's why he's done a good job. good negotiation. So that is right. 22 minus 11 is the first one. So actually we need to probably do tile balance. Him or his partner. I know she used to manage the business side because he just wanted to stream. I don't know if she still does or if Ninja is more involved. Yeah, well, regardless. Team Ninja. Get view balance. Did you look any more into Publisher, by the way, after we rated that one guy? No, I haven't done any more. To be honest, I was pretty hyped about it a while ago, but I've kind of gotten unhyped. I just struggle to see how this game is right for that. Why, do you have any thoughts? Well, that's not right. So it should be from 20... Any thoughts here? Just curious. That's cool. From 22 down to 41. So it's 19. So I don't know what we're getting there. So you guys talking about, we were talking about Ninja going from Twitch to Mixer. Ninja should then go from Mixer to Garbage. I don't understand. I'm now reminded why we had problems with viewport culling last time. Because I keep thinking that... I should disable that from happening. I keep thinking that... You don't understand because you already think he is garbage. Are you saying... But are you saying that... So you're saying Twitch to Mixer is a bad move and then Mixer to garbage would finish the bad moves, I guess? Like, obviously I don't watch Ninja. Well, it doesn't mean I think he's garbage, but I don't watch him, it's not for me. Just saying Ninja sucks, alright. Does he suck though? I mean, she's pretty good at what he does, but I guess. Kroob sounds the everything is okay alarm. Don't panic! It means everything's okay! To be fair, I just watched that New Year's special just a bit and that was cringe. Oh yeah, I think I've seen a clip of that and that is cringy. To be fair, I just watched Top Rash on Twitch. So yeah, how do you obviously don't know garbage when you see it then? Self-oof. Best kind of a oof. I'll be happy now. Just cashed 25 to 50 mil from Microsoft's No More Ninja on Twitch for a couple of months. Well, apparently it was 5 to 6 years from what Fletcher said. Maybe that'll mean less chat problems. Do you mean what, like all the 12-year-olds going over to Mixer? I don't know garbage when I see it because I can't code. If I could, I'm sure I would see a lot of garbage on that game. That is true. 5 to 6 years maybe, but Mixer will die before that. It's a fair point. That's not what I meant when I was questioning the length of the contract, but I agree with you. It's too long a contract. Ninja's dethroned is the new champ on ASMR channel, probably. For row. When will someone make a proper Twitch to replace this science and technology category? Yeah, there was a petition going to create a game dev category. The new king is Shroud, according to Social Blade. Never heard of Shroud, which is pretty crazy considering she must have a pretty huge following. Shroud isn't very charismatic, he has skill though. That's interesting. What is actually populating science and tech at the moment is live chicken feed and wheat farms. Well, surely that's more interesting than watching me. He has 8 million fewer followers than Ninja and yet is more focused on gameplay. Previous CSGO Pro, I believe. Yeah, it's interesting what people watch because they can be like very different. Although I've heard Ninja is good at Fortnite. Shroud is the type of guy who talks about meta in a game like Sims. That's funny. Shroud is not meta. Ninja's good at Fortnite, also has a hosting personality. Hey, I'm here lurking as I'm making pixel art. Nice. You're very welcome to do exactly that, Molly. To be fair, Sims was one of the first survival games, so metas needed survival games. I think people realized Shroud was the new king. He gained 8,000 more followers than normal yesterday. What? That's so weird. Why would you follow someone just because they're number one? Right, so we toggle if that's the difference between alphas and betas. Okay. What's really weird is Ninja broke a lot of YouTube streaming / watching counts, and that's not even his main platform. Also, Dr. Lupo gained 8,000 more than normal. This is great playing. Guess where Ninja's followers went?
Everything I ever did, I did for her. Now she's gone. But I'm still here.
Toggle tile. Roll call crew. What's this gonna do? I can't even remember which functions are being called here. For limit must be a number. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna if mouse click. What's that? Okay. If mouse click do that. Any night map on the game? No. You know this. Do night cycle on the game. You don't even want me to do that, I'm pretty sure. What are you doing at the moment? Code to make the game disappear from existence. Kind of. You're not totally wrong. Yeah, I'm working on viewport culling. Viewport culling. Deleting sprites that are, or hiding sprites that are not visible so they don't get rendered. So you can see here they've been deleted because they're off screen. Who needs culling? Just load the entire game at the start screen and make minimum requirements of 256 gigs of RAM. Hell yeah. Will I get the performance better? That's the hope. I don't know. I had a system already, but I don't think it was working well. And I made another system today, which in the morning, which worked really well. It was really elegant, but actually, performance-wise, it was worse. So that one. Require less RAM but uses more CPU. So it'll require some calculations to decide which tiles to turn on and off. So that does require CPU, but yeah. Well, I don't know how you classify whatever the graphics card does, but that is what we're interested in. I don't think it'll get better since you have such a small map. It will, because the system is bad. It's very expensive. So even though there aren't many tiles, it's very expensive the way it's done. Surprised Default doesn't do that with the camera. So Default likes to give you as much freedom as possible, make as few assumptions as possible. But obviously there's a balance between usability and stuff. So this is just one of those things where they decided to leave it up to you, I think. Just create a giant tile. I did try that actually. It didn't really work that well. Also, interesting news on Epic Games Store. Ooblets was given the go-ahead to talk openly about some aspects of their deal. Their deal involves two main things: a minimum guarantee and an advance on the minimum guarantee. Okay. So if is that just not working? Yeah. There we go. Really tired of that butthole trying to act like the almighty savior of PC gaming. Only Fortniters think that Epic is something good. Who are you talking about?
Thank you for being a true broad.
Thank you for the follow, Racewants. Tim Swine, is that his actual name? Tim Sweeney. Ah, thanks, Butcher. Check. Tim Sweeney is a full-on nerd, so his tweets are beyond me. If self call camera position is nil or length square is greater than self call Tim Sweeney stated that people not playing Shenmue on Steam was Steam's fault because they don't allow key distribution when games aren't being sold on Steam. Pays for exclusivity, blames Steam. What a swine. Tell us how you really feel. I've spent the day lost in the world of textmate.tm language syntax, highlighting definitions, writing the escape syntax for a new language, escaped within regular expressions, escaped within strings, embedded within JSON. It makes pretty colors. Bizarre. Back with pizza, congratulations. Now what are we doing? Still working on this viewport shenanigans. Epic roadmap is pay for games, act as savior, pay for more games, act as savior, repeat until infinity, lie about adding features to the store. They also pay developers 18% more than they would on Steam for each game sold. I really get stunned for people protecting bad practices for customers when they are the customers. So good, more money to the devs because that really affects something. It affects the devs. I'm not a fan of exclusives, don't get me wrong, however I see how it's important to make themselves competitive to Steam in the short term. We talking about Epic Store? Yup. Well, I'm not particularly involved, but Biz is having a rant. That's not competitive, that's using bad practices to get customers as hostages with zero power. Hey, Watery Tart, how you doing? I'd be all up for giving Epic Store more money to devs, but Epic is lame, they don't allow NSFW content. So they love to be drones to be commanded by everyone. They're not getting customers as hostages, people have a choice. Doing right, man, how goes it? It goes well. Choices, get the game or not, that isn't a choice, isn't it? How do you feel about like Netflix and Hulu and Amazon and HBO and all those like streaming services where they're all exclusives, aren't they? Then I found a bunch of files and scripts by Epic Store checking my files on my PC and my browser and my antivirus settings and whatnot. I heard about that. Did you actually find that yourself? Or did you read about people talking about it? Exactly the same if they get third parties. So, alright, I was just checking if you were consistent. Steam does, you find out yourself, that's cool. Steam does a lot for you for that 30% cut. They aren't just taking it for nothing. Services, point of sale systems aren't cheap. Heard rumors, but I double check myself, cool. Yeah, that's kind of, I don't necessarily, I haven't really made my mind up about what I think. HUD, does that scale? A bit tired of the Epic exclusive discussion. So it does scale, I think, not immediately. I don't have any problem with Fortnite being an exclusive. I don't have any problem with Battlefield being exclusive, but now paying for exclusivity is stupid. It's something that on PC we didn't have until the swine arrived. Right, Top Pressure, gotta go. Have fun streaming and see you next time. Right, Inner Harmony, it was good to see you. Right back at you. Trying to find an adapter for the phone line to Ethernet. Is that for your hulls? Fletcherino! Thank you very much for gifting a sub to Watery Tart. That is very kind of you. So we know that 100 out of... Wait, what size is it? You stub your toe and let out an extended whimper. I bet you missed being able to do that. Let's magic number this for now. Sorry about the sirens, guys. Right, so that does work. It's just weird. Strimmer is wanted by police. At least someone wants me. He lives in Glasgow, that's true. Doesn't, you're just being eaten by a stupid premise. What I don't like is big oak trees in Minecraft are a pain. Tell me a guy in tech that isn't a nerd. I'm not. I'm cool. I meme. He said he didn't like the 30% interest is standard deal, and so we offered a better one. That's putting your money where your mouth is. Local. The plugin store and backpaid developers as if that deal had been implemented from the beginning. Yeah, that's hard to argue with. Can't really understand this debt protection thing that comes from people's mouth nowadays. It's like sheep defending the freaking slaughterhouse. I mean, if I got... Granted, I'm making near enough zero now, but if I was making a little, then a 12% raise would be quite important to me. I don't understand why you don't understand why protecting devs is necessarily a good thing. Tell me how much Epic is paying to exclusivity for your game. Well, if I put it on the store and I just got 18%, an 80% cut deducted rather than 30%, all else being equal, that's better. No, I wasn't talking about exclusivity. Don't shift it. You're saying you don't understand why people care about protecting devs. That statement in isolation, I find weird. Why wouldn't you want to help devs? If you're a consumer of games, surely you'd want developers supported so that they can make the games you want to consume. Now, you might still think exclusivity is bad, but that's a separate thing. Devs makes you go in a mindset of indie devs, but those features are for big companies. What is going on? Oh, we're arguing about the Epic store. It'll be over soon. I'm just gonna smother you with a pillow, smother you to heaven. There's gonna be a murder. Those features. Well, the exclusivity, yeah, but not the 18% cut, right? That's across the board. I don't think you have to be exclusive on the Epic store, do you? Right, so no, you don't need to be exclusive. I'm fighting against exclusivity, not the store per se. Well then we're on the same page. I don't understand how you're shifting so quickly. So you do understand why people care about devs then? You were just mad about exclusives. Shifting what shifting? You sound like you're changing. You're changing what you say you're saying as the conversation continues. It's hard to pin you down on exactly the point you're trying to make. Like Fletcher will say that, all right, they do an 18% cut. That's good for devs, and you're like, I don't understand why people care about devs because it's like, you know, was it your sheep defending the slaughterhouse or something? Just think that people not seeing that is just a marketing strategy to get more devs there. Might be so, but still, yeah. Of course, it's a marketing strategy to get devs there. It might be like, I don't know. So you have a problem with exclusivity, but then you're saying that everything Tim Sweeney does is horrible, which obviously isn't true. That's the problem, is that there's nuance to these things. The strategy with going for exclusives might be anti-consumerist or something, but that doesn't mean that everything he's ever done is bad. Like what Fletcher brought up about backdating something to just give away more money to devs. How is that bad? You're just too salty, I think. You're not convincing because you lack nuance in your arguments, and that makes you less convincing than if you were able to acknowledge the gray areas. I think personally, you don't convince me when you rant against something the way you do. I think it's inconvenient, but I don't know. Maybe we've been getting used to consolidation for so long at the expense of other people. We're a bit spoiled. I don't know if there's an indie game I want and someone decided to get an upfront exclusivity deal. I don't know how I could be that mad about it. If you don't have an exclusive deal, you get more money on EGS per sale as well as the sales on other stores. It's so great they don't have sales from numbers from Epics, but that doesn't matter. If it's not working from them, for them, then isn't that good because you disagree with it? I don't understand. I don't know if it's a good strategy. I can agree with you that it might be anti-consumerist, but I don't understand why it's got to be so black and white. They might be doing great sales, but they just don't want to share the data. I don't know. Stops pixeling to watch this. Oh no. Constantly run it instead. Is that better? For sure, amazing sales that no one wants to share. But Steam doesn't share their sale numbers. That's a silly one. I've got to. I must assume that you're just trolling on purpose. I think. So this seems to be working. Doing a line of sight kind of thing. No, I'm rewriting the viewport calling, hoping to nab some performance. So it's not line of sight. I'm just doing this to see that I'm doing it right, basically. Of course I'm trolling, just keep defending the companies and not yourself. I'm so if you are trolling, you're really good at it because it's baiting me so hard. What are you working on, Molly? You're a masturbator, Bez. Making more stream avatar things. Cool. Little pixel characters. I loved the dinosaur looking fella from your stream before. So cute. Okay, so I guess the only thing we need to tweak then is just to make sure that it's big enough to not be visible. So glad I didn't mute this time. Just give up, just keep defending the slaughterhouse. I think you're trying to bait me. So I can't. He is baiting me. So that's not enough. Hope you're wrong, I just really give up. If that's the case, then that's a huge win for me. Look, the only thing that can bait me is a whole pack of Solero exotic ice creams. Bez, you seem like the kind of person that's really salty about paying taxes. Well, of course, because governments have done something wrong at some point, in some time. Therefore, governments are garbage. The best solution is to not have any government whatsoever. It's live in a trash can. Everybody fend for themselves. We'll fight each other with spoons to determine who gets to eat, etc., etc. I understand you don't usually buy games. I know that it really doesn't affect you. Exactly. Damn tax exclusivity deals. We going back to the age of trading goods for goods? Nope, Trolls Report, because people have been scammed doing trades, so we can't do trading anymore. Nuh-uh. Fending for yourselves, that's how we get Vikings, Braj, hell yeah. Implying Vikings are bad. It depends on your perspective. So what system of trade are we going for? Rating only? I guess so. We're going Viking. Some user acts like a victim are trying to trigger too much. Are you actually mad, Bez? I think Bez is actually mad. Why? I'll give you 1 chicken and 2 goat pelts for this video game. That's pretty... I don't know, a goat pelt. That's probably actually more than you'd pay for the game, I think. Vikings are better exclusive to Scandinavia. They did have a brief availability window in North America, as far as I understand. Right, I think we're pretty happy with this now. I need to check performance, which isn't going to be good now because streaming. But yeah, listen, clearly goat pelts are better. I know that. Shut up, Brash. I'm trying to make a point. Fine prints. They're goat pelts from diseased goats. Burn them. Usually try to joke with everyone. Watery tart always tries to be part from that side. Don't target. That is a lie, Bez. You do target watery tart. You do. I think. Yeah. You for sure target watery tart. You make jokes all the time about how he's sad and hates everything. We can disinfect the goat pelts. I think we should do that. I'm not targeting you, I'm legit just responding to your arguments. Yeah, it's, yeah. That's toxic. You're talking about the goat pelts. Yeah. Okay, I think we're good there. Tuned in and have no clue what's going on. Oh, we're having or I think the argument's blown over, but we were arguing about Epic Store and exclusivity, and then it kind of devolved into meta arguments about arguing, and it's just. Sets daily reminder not to mention ETS on top of the stream might be a good idea. 2 days ago, I joked with him. He came with the girlfriend story and how people always use jokes as some way to offend someone. You do that though, Bez. I think you think that's funny. And I think it is a bit. I think it is a bit toxic because most of the time people don't find it funny. I think it's just your sense of humor, I guess. But I don't know. I see. I lost viewers when I was asked my thoughts on EGS. So did you have the wrong thoughts? I don't know. I haven't been keeping track. My viewers are middling, so maybe. I haven't been rated though. I usually get a raid or 2. I'm not gonna not say my opinion for fear of losing viewers. I don't think. I was explaining why I don't like that kind of banter. You're making it out like a guilt trip, Gene. What's it? It's Epic Game Store. Don't try it. Don't try and revive it. Oh no, it's back. Oh god. The next thing we should do is... Oh no, I'm not even gonna say it because then we're actually gonna start talking about it, and I don't think we can handle it. What have you done? Epic Games Slaughterhouse. If I was a stealth troll, I'd count this as a success. My bad, dude. I think that was my fault. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. So by the way, guys, I don't know if you know, but Ita's Gun is working on a really beautiful game. I don't know if I'm following you on Twitter. It does. It does. There we go. Can you see this? This. I think, yeah, that's it, yeah. So you should follow his channel if this looks interesting. It's pretty as heck. Light mode, yeah, I haven't bothered changing Twitter. And likewise, give Molly Molly a follow if you like pixel art, because she does that on her streams. It's nice and chill. Okay, so Gyroscopes, thank you very much for the follow. Quick guys, another settlement has sent word that they need our help. I'll mark it on your maps. We'll find out what they need. What's that from? That sounds like something, but I don't know what it is. Someone's been playing some Fallout. Ah, I see. Right, I'm gonna play some enemies in the deep forest. Let's do that. Now that we've done a bit of coding. Don't get me started on Bethesda. How deep is the deep forest? Good question. I love the video you mentioned, Watery Tart, Tell Me Lies, with, oh, I forgot his name again. The Bethesda guy. Todd Howard? Thanks for linking it. Sorry, it's really funny. I love Bethesda, I love the new multiplayer Fallout, I love everything they're doing, especially love Todd Howard because he's a nerd. I see what you're doing there, Fletcher. Right kids, give me 2 minutes, I'll be back in a moment. Alright. Should I have heartburn? Is this how I die? Nope, just go to the pharmacy. Right, we need to do emergency resuscitation on this bad boy. I just finished 3D printing this and his leg or foot came off. We can glue him back together, we have the technology. But it's a delicate procedure. We don't want to rip the foot off. Come on, insertion. Maybe that'll do. I doubt it'll hold actually, but we'll get him on what do you call him, a base, and then he'll be fine. Great news, high demand on Cyberpunk 2077 on GOG. Just wait till they announce an exclusivity deal with Epic. I think all the Cyberpunk physical copies include a GOG download. For PC anyway. They won't do exclusivity with Epic. GOG is their store. Ah, yeah, you'd think so, but if you were Epic, wouldn't this be the biggest coup you could come up with? No exclusive, don't forget GOG is their own store, they prefer to make customers happy. Well, nothing's impossible, my friends, nothing's impossible. Have faith. Tim Sweeney will do it. What's the difference between greedy devs and great devs? Alright, George Michael. That's a bit toxic, trying to trigger someone. You got me. You got me. Where's the Glade? I'm bleeding. So that's robots, and now we need a bajillion other ones. So we need the knight, we need spider, I think it's the rusher. Yep. Third of the pre-orders for Cyberpunk are on GOG. Are they on Steam as well? Is that what you're comparing to? I assume they're not on Epic at all. Maybe they are. So all the wizards. We've got the rusher, worm, ooze. I think it'll be everywhere, I don't know. Okay. Magotino. Can't stop playing World of Warcraft. Are you playing vanilla? Got worm already, yeah. There's maggot. Lizard and flyer. Oh, it's not out yet. Oops. I stated I don't have any problem with a game being an Epic. It's a pity that customers don't benefit from the low share cut that Epic does in games. Here's a question. Isn't that because of Steam? I thought Steam said that you can't price the game lower on other stores. Isn't that right? I'm not actually sure. I'm genuinely asking. That is true. Yeah, see? That's a restriction placed by Steam, because otherwise you could have... Lies, okay. Blizzard gave me 3 free days to come back to World of Warcraft. I haven't played in a long while. Tried BFA 8.2 patch and nearly fell asleep in both new zones. The game seems so meh these days. What a retard. Those are fighting words. A lot of Epic exclusives are in fact cheaper because of the cut. Are they? Oh, I see what you mean. Epic exclusives, because they're not on another platform, so they can be. Sweet little lies. Wood chopper, blue flower. Got the free 3 days, did the raids and got in a lot of PvP and was like, yo, when I actually have people to play with, this is fun. But I do agree, I dislike a lot of the zones. Would much rather play classic. So you're gonna go nuts when vanilla comes out, right? Ogre. Damn right. Metro is actually exactly the same price that it was on pre-order on Steam. How was it? He said a lot of Epic exclusives are in fact cheaper because of the cut. He didn't say all. Did Classic when it first came out. Don't think I'd go back to it. I just made a whole stack of fence gates, not fences. I assume you're playing Minecraft. Not just like accidentally being handy in the shed. Humble Bundle sells legit Steam keys, sometimes cheaper than Steam. How doesn't Steam? I don't know, man. Are you developing using a game engine or? Yep. I'm using something called Defold. Got into it last week, been playing it in between queue times and it's so therapeutic. Nice. See, comparing what can't be compared. This game is cheaper here than what would be on Steam if it was sold there. Comparing what can't be compared. This game is cheaper here than what would... I don't even understand what you're saying. Yes, G's dude is right. VS Code is so nice to use these days. I use it for nearly everything. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Got into it thanks to the hardcore MC100 challenge. Not doing that though because I don't want to lose my world. And yeah, it is a nice chill game. Been doing a lot of landscaping past couple of days. How can you compare price from a game that is Epic exclusive from the start? You don't have any comparison basis. That's true. I don't think your word's getting taken here, Tart. Alright, it's a lot of different dudes here. We've got ooze and egg. We've got blue flower. There's a bloomer. We've got different animals. We've got wizards. Why you? But if you find examples where it's not cheaper, Bez, that doesn't disprove his point. There was an indie dev on Twitter that decided to go Epic exclusive, and people got really mad at them, even though they said they'd make the game cheaper as a result. What's the advantage or disadvantage of default versus Unity? I can't answer that entirely because I haven't actually used Unity much. From having used it like a day or two, I would say default is simpler. Easier to get into. It is technically 3D, but it's very well adjusted to 2D. It's, I would say, like 99% of stuff made in default is 2D. So it's good at that. It is. I think based on what people do with default, it's well suited for more casual kind of mobile stuff. But it can do a lot of things, as evidenced by the fact that I'm making Fates of War in this. Of course, it disproves thing said a lot of Epic exclusives are in fact cheaper because of the. No, you listed 2, maybe 3. That depends on how we define a lot. He said one isn't all, but come on. You can't. How do you define? When are you happy? If someone says a lot, how many examples must they give you before you are okay with it? More than 50%. But what if you come up with 5 examples where it isn't? So if I say 3, he has to say another 3. Does he need to? What if you just come up with 2 more then? Does he need to get it up to 6? What if you come up with 20 examples? Does he have to give you 21 examples? What's the point? I don't think he's happy. Doesn't need to, but then it's an opinion and not factual. Oh. How much of what you're saying is factual versus opinion? And yes, a lot is opinion because it's not defined. He didn't actually say more than 50%. That you said that. That was your definition of a lot. For production, is default giving you an executable binary, or is it something like a DLL with a scripting engine attached to it, if that makes any sense? What do you mean by for production? Yeah, you will have to elaborate a bit on your question, I think. I might know the answer, but not based on that. I guess I just don't see the issue with it only benefiting the devs if the only con for the player is that they have to use a different store. Yeah, I see what you mean. Like you build a game and say, okay, world, here's my release. Okay. Let's not start with the semantics of English language. A lot is equal to more than a few, a lot is equal to more than half. Yeah, but more than half. What if there was 10,000 games? Would you have to come up with 5,000 examples? It just doesn't seem reasonable. You went into semantics because he said a lot, and you came up with one example of it not being true and said, here, therefore you're wrong. Like, you misunderstood or willfully ignored what he said. Well, you started with one. Yeah, you said, so he said, a lot of Epic exclusive are in fact cheaper because of the cut, and then you said Metro was exactly the same price that it was pre-order on Steam. How was it cheaper? It didn't have to be cheaper, if that was just one example of it not being cheaper. You're so infuriating when you have arguments. I don't understand. Why? Thanks for the stream, bro. I was gonna jump off and get a couple of bits done. Apologies again for mentioning the store that shall not be named. Don't worry about it, Fletcher. Maybe not nights and stuff. My problem is simple. Customers are defending devs when devs don't defend customers. Is that is completely new, I think. So you had a problem with exclusivity. So I guess that could be construed as devs not defending customers. I don't think customers are defending devs. Isn't there a lot of hate towards developers? Devs don't defend customers. I guess I don't understand. The Epic Game Store hate thing has me totally bemused, to be honest. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same place. Why would you have two different prices? So we were talking about this earlier, and one of the arguments was that even though Epic takes a lower cut, that isn't usually passed on to devs. And I said that shouldn't be criticism of Epic, it should be criticism of Steam, because they don't allow other stores to, don't allow devs to have lower prices on other stores, as far as I understand. I would have zero problem with Top Rush selling the game on Steam at 30 euros and on Epic for 25 euros. More power to the customer. Top Rush would get the same value or more from Epic, and the customers could choose where to go. But I don't think that's allowed. I don't think Steam allows that. I don't know about Humble, if there's some kind of exception there, but I don't think it's allowed. This game is so pretty, the game is pretty. Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate that. Have you heard the music though? The music is beastin'. Speaking of music, my MIDI keyboard is coming in a few days. Nice. Is this music from the game? No, this is Age of Empires. Which is also good music, to be fair. Can we listen to the music somewhere? We were going to be selling the soundtrack, but that's not what you're asking. Currently, there's nowhere it's available for public consumption. Never mind, speaking of the devil, it was my front door. Yes! It's in a few of the devlogs on Twitter. That's true. Steam doesn't allow remove the game from Steam, sell it on other stores. Again, more power to the people. On Steamworks pricing page, I don't see anything about other stores. What? But I don't want to remove it from Steam. Steam is like the best store. I don't understand what you're arguing, honestly. I don't know if that information about pricing being the same is true. Yeah, but if it is true, I'm still not going to leave Steam. You could have different prices in different stores. I don't think so. I'm not sure, obviously, but I do remember seeing that. Like I stated earlier, on Steamworks pricing page, nothing for sale. Yeah, okay, but if it is true, I'm still not leaving Steam, so. Okay, so I found something. It's got to do with it's when you sell Steam keys. So on itch, if you sell Steam keys, you can't price that lower than Steam. So you're okay with pricing on different stores, even though that's something that I would use to persuade you to buy from another store. I'm legit so confused by your outlook on this. Yes, because I can decide what I want to do. But you can decide not to buy a game if it's exclusive with Epic, right? That's a Steam rule. That is a decision. Yes or no, do I buy it? It does sound pretty decision. The father brought back soda. Dads aren't all garbage. So you guys think that not buying something is a decision? Okay, I can't agree with you guys. I think that I want to play this game, but it's only available on one store that I don't like. Should I buy it anyway? Yes or no? I think that's a decision. I think what you're saying is it's not a decision you want to have to make, or you don't like being forced to make that decision, but it's still a decision. Because nobody's telling you you cannot play this game. They're saying you can play this game if you buy it from this specific store. What you're saying is you can buy this game on this store for this amount or on that store for that amount. That is also a decision. So you're enforced and you think it's your own decision. No, you're not enforced. You just don't. If you don't want, that's like. What if I wanted to pay $5 for a game, but I'm forced to pay $50? You just showed how you don't. Well, you don't have the power. You don't have the power to decide everything. Like you don't have the power to decide which store it's on. But you also don't have the power to decide how much it's going to cost. In some cases, you don't have. What about people that would like all their games on physical discs? They don't have that decision anymore. That's quite rare, I think. You don't have the power to set your alternatives. No, you have the power to make a decision. Not liking the options available to you doesn't mean you don't have a choice. I feel like in the grand scheme of anti-consumerist practices, this falls so far down the list that it's not even a thing. I'm not even sure I agree with that, Tart, but it grinds my gears that it's supposedly not a decision. It is a decision. I'm going to put a game on Steam for £500 so that people are obligated to buy. Exactly. I just feel like it's so trivial. I don't know, I think there is merit to complaining about it, because like, you see it already with stuff like Netflix and all these streaming services. If there's going to be like 20 subscription streaming services, eventually you're just going to be unable to watch some things because it's also fractured. You can't, that kind of limits your choice. The consequence is just an inconvenience. I mean, it depends on how important this kind of media stuff is to you, but it's literally just capitalism you're criticizing them. I mean, so I agree with Bez in some ways. I just think he's arguing his points weirdly, but I wouldn't say those are even comparable because they're talking about stores. Well, I mean, it depends on which direction Epic goes to, but with like the subscription services, you know, as a consumer, you'd want to pick exactly which shows you want to watch. Why pay for 1,000 shows that you're never going to watch? And then as they fragment, you're gonna, you know, each store or subscription service is gonna have 1 or 2 shows that you do want to watch, and then they're going to be spread out across all of them, and then each of them are going to have hundreds that you don't want to watch. So I can completely understand that it's absurd. So, you know, it's not like, at the moment it's not the same with Epic, because you can just install more launchers, but you know, people don't like that. So I understand what you mean. It's less impactful, but it is still an inconvenience, and it might grow into something worse eventually, but it is still a choice. Back in the 90s, every game had its own launcher, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'd argue that it's never been convenient to game on a PC. I'd like to see if Epic made an exclusive processor deal, like Epic only runs on AMD, or Steam only runs with Nvidia. It would be different. However, it would still be a choice. It would be even worse, but it would still be a choice. Well, that would matter when everything runs on nuclear fusion energy. Exclusive deals are shit and never good for customers. You can see the consolers. Yeah, okay, but still, it doesn't. You still have a choice. What you doing that brah? Hey Creek Castle, I'm doing good, how are you doing? Main problem I see, and I'm probably reading it all wrong, is that there's a weird misdirection of blame going on. If Steam was to announce some change that customers hated, everyone would charge pitchforks at Steam. Epic does some exclusives, everyone charges pitchforks at the devs. And I think Bez has got issues with the exclusivity stuff, specifically. Exclusive deals that have an arbitrary feature that controls how you use the product is completely different. It's not credible in the slightest. Greetings, warrior. Hello, Maro Maro. My fingers were trying to ask her what you were doing. Ah, I see. Hey Jeremy, how you doing? Right now I am placing enemies on this level. That's what I'm doing. Saying having a specific piece of hardware that controls how you use your computer would be 100% more anti-consumerist than simply buying a game from a different store, and that it's inconceivable at the level you're talking about. It's so anti-consumerist that I'm pretty sure it violates laws. No pigs on this map, sad panda. I don't think there's pigs on any map. So you made the example, Bez, about having AMD or Nvidia stuff. Either way, I'm gonna stop now. I feel like we reached an impasse ages ago. Anyway, picking on what you said, for how long Apple products have been doing that, a piece of hardware that states how you run it. Why are you hating on the pigs? I'm not hating, I'm being neutral towards the pigs. This is like being in kindergarten with politicians. No one gets the yellow toys in the end. Actually, you didn't give 300 examples. Don't do it. I was just making a joke because you were saying that before. I don't want you to come up with 300 examples. This was also a joke. That's good. I thought it was. Sorry about the sirens. Thing is that a bit older when we had more power. Now we even have to fight for the right to repair a product that we buy. What the freak is happening to the world? Like, I understand, I agree with that. I don't think I've actually found the deep forest in the actual game. It's beyond the green swamp. So it requires gnome. Oh yeah, I don't think I've got fast travel to there. But yeah, you need to use the gnome to get there. We're walking to the cyberpunk world where companies dictate what we can do or not. I mean, I guess to some extent. I'm not getting another iPhone because of that. No genius would fix my phone because the headphone port is an unrepairable part. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Apple stuff at all. Hey, top of had a Discord as well. That doesn't sound good. Hello, Rockadoodle people. Welcome, everybody. Thank you very much for the raid. Close the gates. Defend! That definitely needs a reward there. Well, I really need some food, so I'm off. Good luck with the stream. Alright, thank you very much for the raid again. I hope you enjoy your food. Wait, how do we get across that? Am I being blind, or is there no way to get across that? Yeah. I ate Korean barbecue for dinner last night. I'm so full. Okay, Mr. Patriot, chill out a little bit, please. Still full 12 hours later. When I was in Japan, we did this. I don't know what it is, but it's basically you pay. Chill out, dude. Please. We went to this barbecue place where you pay them for time rather than food. So you pay them, I don't know how much it was. It wasn't that much for like an hour. And then you got this like tablet and you could just order anything and just people would just come and deliver it to you, and you just had this barbecue in the middle of the table and you just fried up your meats and whatever. It was amazing, and I think I must have been full for 24 hours after doing that. It was good stuff as well, that's the thing. Cool, so what are we doing here? Hey Arch Pendragon, we are working on Fates of Art. It was amazing. Right now I'm placing enemies down on maps. But let me show you the game. So this is the inside of a factory. It should have been exclusive to Japanese. You would have the decision to become Japanese. Well, I wouldn't go if that was the decision, alright? And then that's fine. That's my decision to make. I wouldn't be like, oh, I want Korean or Japanese barbecue so much that I'm gonna have it no matter what. You know? Nice. What engine or platform are you using to make this? I'm using something called Defold. Oops. It's a very mature stance. I'm proud of you. I can't remember what I said now. Gosh, no one could. That stream brain, yup. No more bacon for you. It's excuse me. He doesn't eat bacon, so I think he's fine. Hot diggity damn, we are nuts here. You're bacon, how dare you? Oh goodness, I'm in trouble. Time to bring out the big boys. Really cool stuff. Haven't ever really spent time in the 2D space, but I've always wanted to give it a try. Wouldn't that be cool if you could like actually just real life go into the 2D space? But yeah, I'm the same but with 3D, I guess. You allow that calling you bacon? Bacon's great, so yes, I definitely allow that. I'm not like calling it pig by proxy. That's okay. Can you walk me through the factory? Like, is it always teeming with enemies? What happens there? It is pretty much always teeming with enemies. Yeah, I guess. It's not very big, so I guess I can show you. I'm not really making anything happen here. But so you enter. Does the robots use triggers? What do you mean? So enter the factory. There's some enemies here, enemies here. Is anything story-wise happening here? Yeah, there's these crazed scientists. One here. You go upstairs. This is an optional area. There's gonna just be some reward up here. Other than that, nothing really. You go downstairs and then you go to the left here. Here's another scientist with a machine. You go to the right. And there's another scientist with a machine. And yes, there's enemies almost everywhere. Serena, you versus 100 pigs, make it happen. Sounds like a good time. Might need a song. Yeah, it might do. To register collisions. Yeah, they do. I'm kind of trapped here now. Although I can go in here. Haha, come on, stupid robot. But yeah, story-wise, it's pretty important because these two dudes with their machines, they can do some pretty significant stuff for you. Need to do something about getting trapped. What do you mean? Isn't it boring to keep clicking on a small part of the map because you're trapped? Yeah, but what's the solution? And it fits in the system. I got myself trapped, so... Oops, killed myself. Imagine you get trapped in just one square space. No, that's not possible. Because you don't move space by space, you move within a space. You can move like that. And you can get trapped. The fire doesn't block your movement, it just damages you, so you wouldn't be trapped. That makes sense. But yeah, this doesn't work. Guess, but that's weird. Can you use like water spell to stop the fire? I might put it in so that when you use ice, it puts out the fire, yeah. It's not implemented yet, but it was a suggestion made, so yeah. It's probably gonna happen. Many of the 981 maps did you populate? Some. Adding elements to the game, what does that mean? How dare you deny me access? You shall not deny me access. Do not need this anymore. Water, fire, earth, wind, electricity, ice. There's 3 elements that mind life and shadow, but that's the only thing. Yeah, it's not going to be super developed like that, no. Oh, that's my wife. Be right back. Alright. Tartan's going nuts. How are you doing? Wow, did you make it by yourself? It looks so cool. Hey, Dev Steven, thank you very much. I'm making the game, but I didn't do the art. You said using water to put down fire. I was asking if you're going to develop the idea or if it's just... Yeah, I understand what you mean. I would use... You know, ice is already a spell, so I might use that to put out the fire, but no, it's not really getting more developed than that. So yeah, that's pretty perfect time to wrap up the stream.
Don't you worry about me.
Don't you worry about me. No, I shall do it anyway. Oops, that is overriding. This Twitch ad is overriding the mute button in the whatchamacallit, the viewer. That's crazy. For example, wind spells should do more damage to flying or something. Yeah, I get what you mean, but no. Bez says hi, Tart says hi.
Ah, there he is.
She's looking for the camera. Yeah. Hello.
Hello. Mwah! Hit stream?
Yeah. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Right, so I'm gonna be back on Monday.
I'm off on Monday. Yeah.
She's off on Monday.
It's a bank holiday.
Oh, so maybe I'm not back on Monday. Next week, either Monday or Tuesday. Get a room. This is our house. Every room here is ours. It's been gotten. But yeah, so back next week, Monday or Tuesday. Don't know when. Depends if we're doing anything on Monday. So if you haven't followed already, do so now. Cute. And also follow the Fate Support and social media shenanigans. Wishlist on Steam if you haven't already. Have an excellent weekend, and we're gonna raid Ita's Gun to look at some more lovely pixel art. So have a good one.
Hug, hug.